We have saved the world from disease. We've rescued people from burning buildings. We have even fended off conquistadors as native spirits protecting the inhabitants of an island. But have we forgotten that the castle is still in a panic? Hey everyone, Kylie here at Games Unlimited in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And today I want to talk to you about an oldie but a goodie. It's always great to talk about oldies but goodies, especially when those goodies have just gotten a fresh coat of paint. So this is Castle Panic. This was from the sort of first wave of cooperative games back in the late 2000s when pandemic was sort of taking everything by storm. People were like, whoa, you can play games cooperatively? That's so cool. So we saw an explosion of them. Of course, that trend hasn't died down. There are a ton of great co-op games out these days. But Castle Panic was one of the first and arguably still one of the best. This is a tower defense game. So you're all working together to stop the walls of this castle from being taken down. You lose the game if all of these inner walls get destroyed. There's no way to rebuild those inner walls once they get destroyed, so you better protect them. What you're protecting them from are these bad guys. So you've got orcs and trolls and goblin kings. They're going to be coming, trying to march down the board and take over, destroy the walls of your castle. So they're placed on the board. Every round they're going to move one step in, and if they get up to a wall, they're going to destroy that wall. Now there are ways to rebuild the outer walls, but once they get in and start destroying those inner walls, things get really bad because you cannot rebuild those inner walls. And as I said, you lose the game if all 6 inner walls are destroyed. Now, how are you going to fight off these creatures? It's very simple. You've got a hand of cards, and these cards, some of them have special abilities on them, but most of them are the various types of heroes and archers and various and sundry things that can go out and destroy some of those creatures. The playboard itself has these rings on it, and it's divided into 3 areas based on color. So this green knight, for example, can hit a monster on the knight ring, which is the second ring out, in the green area. So if there's a monster in that area, you can play the green knight, boom, do a point of damage. And it's got this nice little system where the monsters just rotate to show their hit points, so you don't have to keep track of hit points with extra little tokens or anything. Once it has no hit points, it's off the board. So you're looking at your hand, you're looking at the board, trying to figure out which cards you can play in order to destroy the creatures. But it is cooperative, so while it is your turn, you're allowed to trade cards with one other player. So of course you're going to look and you're going to say, well, we've got something, I need a red archer. Does somebody have a red archer? And maybe someone can trade you for a red archer. But what do you give back to them? Hopefully you give back to them something that they'll be able to use on their turn. Maybe they're 2 turns away and you see there's something else in the red archer zone, but 2 turns from now that thing's going to be in the red swordsman zone. Hey, I have a red swordsman. I'm going to trade you that red archer for the red swordsman. Bob's your uncle, Sally's your aunt, everything's looking good. Of course, it's not quite so simple because at the end of each player's turn, you're going to draw a couple of these monster tiles. Now, monster is great. They just go, you're going to roll a die. It's going to tell you which quadrants are going to be put in. So this one will go to the 5. The blue area starts in the forest and it will be marching its way forward. But you're also going to get things like, oh, all the monsters in the green zone move up 1 space. So suddenly that big plan you had of, hey, I'm giving you a certain card because by the time the turn comes around to you, monsters are going to be there. They might have skipped over where they need to be because of cards like that. You've got bosses that come out. You've got the dreaded boulder. When the boulder comes out, it's basically you're going to roll the die. It's going to blow down an entire section and take out your wall. It won't stop until it hits your wall. Now, if you're lucky, there are also some bad guys there. It'll take those out as it goes through as well. But sometimes you're not lucky and it'll just go right through. All in all, super great family game. I mean, this is a family weight game. Very easy to learn. Very few rules that you need to sort of internalize. All the rules are right there on the board as well. You just take your turn, trade with someone. You draw back up, you trade with someone, and you take your turn, play some cards. Castle Panic. Like I said, fresh coat of paint on this one. A bunch of new expansions out. We also have the big box, has everything in it. But it is one that has been around for years. You know, sometimes things stop getting talked about after a little while. So I wanted to bring this one back to the table, make sure people know it's still around. It's still a great game. Come to Games Unlimited, ask us some questions about it, maybe pick up a copy and take it home. If you're not in the Pittsburgh area, we're happy to ship a copy to you. We do free shipping at $100. I'm Kylie at Games Unlimited. Come on down, take a copy home, and unbox some fun.